Biofuels are very important to the preservation of our entire ecosystem, and biobutanol is one of these biofuels that will provide organic, healthy energy to our society. Butanol is a four carbon butyl alcohol, and the prefix bio indicates this form of butanol is produced from biomass feedstocks. Biobutanol is an important biofuel widely applicable to many energy needs and is much healthier for the environment than current methods. Biobutanol can come from many different organic sources, many of which are the same ones that produce ethanol. One of the most important sources, and the first from which biobutanol was produced, is corn. After corn is planted in a field, it is given the proper sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to photosynthesize and grow taller. The corn tassel at the top of the plant then blooms and is pollinated by bees or other pollinizers, allowing it to produce ears of corn. After this growing process, the corn is harvested, leaving the corn stover behind, which is used to produce biobutanol. Corn stover is all of the leftover material, including stalks, leaves, and cobs, and is considered very useful due to its high rates of availability. Corn stover is mainly comprised of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, all of which are carbohydrates that can be converted into fermentable sugars. After undergoing fermentation, the products of the reaction include butanol, ethanol, and acetone. The butanol produced in this reaction can be collected and used as a biofuel. Biobutanol was developed and produced on a large scale during the first two world wars in numerous countries, being the main product in the fermentation of microbes. In the 1960s, however, the butanol produced from petroleum was significantly cheaper, and development of the production of biobutanol slowed down. Now, with the rising prices of oil and concerns about the climate, biobutanol is becoming more popular again, and several large companies are working on further research and development of biobutanol as it becomes a more widespread fuel source. Due to its organic nature, biobutanol leaves significantly less of a carbon footprint, having the potential to decrease carbon emissions by 85% compared to gasoline. Due to the amount of carbon dioxide used in the photosynthesis of the growing corn, the carbon emissions produced by burning biobutanol to use it as fuel are balanced out. In addition to a reduced carbon footprint, biobutanol also has economic benefits. Although the establishment of biobutanol as an industry, including production, transportation, and consumption, would require millions of dollars, it would only take an estimated 5 years for all of that cost to be paid and for revenue to begin coming in with a high rate of return investment. Biobutanol is also easier to transport than other biofuels, as well as other non organic fuels, because it is immiscible in water, which would reduce transportation costs. Overall, it would have a beneficial impact on the economy, and after a short period would result in an easy and clean fuel that would generate lots of profit. Unfortunately, these benefits are unlikely to happen anytime soon because there is little, if any, communication to the public about this biofuel. Most of the available information either has little detail or is results from scientific research that would be difficult for most people to understand. Biobutanol would be a very useful, cost effective, and environmentally friendly fuel if it were to be established as the primary fuel source. To accomplish this, the next steps would be to begin preparing for a change in fuel source, as well as educating the public by demonstrating both its effectiveness and its benefits compared to other fuel sources. The reason these are the first steps is because, in order to incorporate biobutanol into the economy as a fuel source, it would require public support. After that, the next step would be to begin work on biobutanol production and begin integrating it into the current fuel system. Biobutanol is compatible to blend with other fuel types such as gasoline or ethanol and would require no extra infrastructure to be built for production or transportation. If funding were not an obstacle, I would immediately begin biobutanol production and integration, as well as public campaigns in support of the use of biobutanol. These are all of the sources I used for all of the material and information seen in these slides.